Shortly after praying in the garden, Jesus was arrested and taken away. His disciples fled. Even after the chief priests, Herod and Pilate, found no reason to convict him of a crime, the angry mob prevailed. With a cross on his back, battered by scorn and mockery, he was led away to be crucified.
Word I was not born for this hill. I thought my life was shaped by hunger, by the desperation of survival, by the small victories that a man steals when the world steals first from him. I never imagined it will end here, on a cross, where I am cursed to watch all agony. Before I feel or timber soaked with the blood of the dying, the weight of my own body, wrist torn by nails, will touch me on the waiting post. And already I can taste the horror of what's who had watching from a distance from the crowd is not the same as watching from beside the house that would take your flesh and wood, that would pain has a sound to learn. It's like a rhythm. And today I hear it. Oh, a hammer. In the groans, rising from the hilltop, like a warning, carried on the wind, and then meant to. I pretend it. My crimes earn me chains, perhaps even dead. But no man is to die by inches. No man feel his own breath be stolen like a sleeps through his lungs and will turn. And as they wait, as soldiers laugh and drag their crossbeams through dust, I see him. That man, one they call a healer, a teacher, a holy one. He stumbles under the same burden. But something in his eyes unsettles me. Not the wild, not fear, glowing panic I see on every condemned man surrounding me. In him, something like sorrow, enough to drown in, yet somehow still merciful. I don't understand it, but I cannot look away. Before my own agony begins, before the nails strip me of the thing I pretended to be, not because I deserve to be hurt, but because he's close enough that perhaps mercy might reach even a man like. Oh God, if you still can hear a man whose life has wandered far for your pathways, hear me now. My hands are empty, my past stained, is nearly gone. Do not let my heart close in fear as these last moments draw near. Let me see truth as you see it. Let me see when it stands beside me. Let me not turn away from the one who suffers with us and for us. When the cross lifts me from the earth, hold what is left of me in your compassion. And if there is a space for sinners like me, remember me. Amen. They call me thief, and I worry like an armor. Fear than forgotten, or so I thought. Better a hard life than a hungry one. But this is a death that strips a man from armor and honor. Crucifixion is the slow theft of every breath. Your shoulders burn. Your chest tightens. The nails create rhythm of spearing pain you cannot escape. Look up, down to push for air, up to fall into pain. Your body becomes a pendulum of torment. And shame is the chain that swings you. I thought I knew humiliation when I was caught by soldiers, paraded like a stray dog through the streets I once read in secret. But didn't know humiliation until they fastened me here, naked, under a sky that watched, and a crowd that jeered and would not look away. Your crimes are hung above you, carving humiliation. Your failures become a spectacle. You become a player on a deadly scene that others mock and then spit on. Then I turned my head and I saw him. All the rumors I had heard and scoffed at. Here was a teacher, a healer, a holy one, fused to a man made like me. What crimes could he have committed that warranted this machinery of despair? What charge deserved these iron thorns of Roman justice? I listened for curses, for rage, for the fury that a righteous man would hurl at unjust suffering. Instead, I heard a different kind of sound. Powerful, profound. He spoke of mercy here at all places. Mercy for the ones who nailed him. Compassion for the ones who mocked him. A kindness so steady, it felt like cool water poured over fire. The thief shouts for a miracle through clenched teeth. Prove yourself down. There are all. I understood the cry. Pain make us demand power we cannot have. Mercy we do. but something softer opened in me, even as my body. A door I had kept barred my whole life creaked under the weight of his gaze. So, don't say only that he remembered me. Once this hill became quiet and the world called our names, he turned towards me, leading me in my short breaths. Place hope in my dying hands. He spoke of today, not someday. King, there's room for thieves. Because the king himself made room from his cross. The soldiers traded jokes. The crowd traded insults. His lungs traded pain for air. But at that moment, I traded despair for faith. He purchased a future for me never imagined. I spent my life taking it. He spent his last breath giving forgiveness, belonging, beyond this torture and shame. The world may remember me as the thief who died beside a righteous man. I will remember him as the righteous man who lived with compassion. Even while he died, the one who made room for me. In the mercy, he would not stop giving.
You want truth. Truth comes in gasp up here. Every sentence is a negotiation in pain. You push against nails to fill your lungs, and your body argues with you. No, screams at you. Enough! But there's no letting go, only falling into a new kind of agony. Humiliation is a stage they build for you. They strip you, not just your clothes, but your dignity, and hang your shame where everyone can see. Men jest, women cover their faces. Children stare until someone turns them away. You are a warning sign written in flesh. And then there's him, the one they call a prophet, a wonder worker. What crime did he commit to stir this public wreckage? Did he revolt, plot treason, stir mobs? I peer at the sign above his head, trying to read the crime that fits these iron nails. I wanted power, his power. He could calm storms and mend broken bodies then why not tear his own body, his own hands out of the wood? Why not pull me down as well? Why not prove in thunder what he whispered in parables? This pain has made me cruel. I hurl words that would force his hand, insults sharpened on fear, challenges forged in desperation. Give us a miracle. Give us an out. Give me relief. Do something. But he did not trade insults. He traded mercy. He looked at me, and I felt, what was it? Grief, not scorn. As if I was rejecting the very gift he was pouring out. As if the nails were not the only thing holding me fast, but a heart so hardened by survival that I could not stretch to take the mercy he freely offered to me. The other thief received hope with open hands. I clenched mine in bitterness. I kept demanding power when the only power left was grace. I wanted rescue without being rescued, vindication without being forgiven. The sky darkened. It was noon, turned to the color of a bruise. The earth shuddered like it was recoiling at something it had tried to forget. And with each tremor, I felt how small my rage was against a love so stubborn it would rather die than abandon the world. He spent his last breath blessing, not cursing. He spent his strength forgiving, not accusing. Even the centurion, Rome's heart edge, started to melt in that mercy. If you ask me now, I regret, it isn't the crimes that brought me here. It's the pride that kept me from receiving what he would not stop giving. Compassion that stood firm, even when hammered to wood. Forgiveness that was stronger than iron. I wanted him to prove he was strong. He proved he was the embodiment of love. And as I die, regret not accept.
A trio of crosses stood at the place called the Skull. With a criminal on either side, Jesus hung in the center, tortured, deserted, dying. One of the criminals asked Jesus, "If you are the Son of God, why don't you save yourself and us?" But the other rebuked him, and then looked at Jesus and said, "Surely you are the Son of God. Remember me when you come into your kingdom."
This is my humble plea. Rome teaches us to hold the line, to stand tall, obey orders, never flinch. Crucifixion is one of our lines, a practice of both cruelty and terror for the purpose of public control. You turn suffering into theater. It deters any uprisings, and the empire keeps its crown. I have led dozens of these. I know the angles, the weights, the ropes, the nails. I know the way shoulders dislocate, the way lungs fight, the way men plead. I know the rhythms of death by exhaustion. We say this is justice. We say this is what crime deserves. But that day confronted everything I thought I knew about punishment and justice. Because I knew him. Not as a friend, not as a disciple, but as a beggar of mercy. You see, my beloved servant was dying. Doctors failed. Prayers scattered into the wind, unanswered by the gods. And then I found him. I heard the talk of miraculous healings, and I sought him out. I told him he didn't need to come to my under my tent, only to speak with authority. Just speak a command or will or whatever it is that he does to whomever he prays, and my servant would live again. I saw an authority in him that reminded me of my own command, yet came from a place no empire could map. So when I received the order to crucify him, I obeyed. And I began to doubt and question. Who was more civilized? Rome or this peasant rabbi from Galilee? What crime did he commit that deserved this relentless theater of pain? I searched the faces of the accusers. I saw politics. I saw fear. I saw bruised pride. I searched his face. I saw only sorrow without bitterness, strength without violence. He carried his cross not like a criminal resigned, but a priest bearing the burden of confessed sin. He spoke to women with tenderness, to enemies without malice, to soldiers without venom. Even nails he worked not with his hands, but with his heart. Not with might, but with mercy. Forgiving as blood ran, blessing as each breath thinned. Every breath he took became an act of generosity. He gave honor to the dishonorable. He gave hope to the hopeless. He gave pardon to the guilty. He bestowed a peace in a place I thought could only hold scorn. Then the sky dimmed at noon, a darkness that felt like the world was hiding its face. The ground groaned, the stones cracked. From the city, news rushed like the wind. The great veil of the temple was torn, as if the distance between heaven and earth could not stand his dying love. I have seen men curse the world while hanging, and I have seen men go in silent terror. I have seen men spend each dying breath. I have never seen a man spend each dying breath on compassion. He forgave the ones who raised him. He redeemed the ones who mocked him. He found the thief who asked for remembrance and opened a doorway into a kingdom that starts at the threshold of trust. And I was the officer in charge. I supervised the driving of the nails. I commanded my men to lift the cross. I kept the crowd back. Yet he carried me even then. When he finally surrendered his spirit, it was not a collapse. It was a crowning. A love so complete that the earth shook as if to say amen. I fell and bowed, not because Rome ordered it, but because truth humbled me. Righteous stood before me crucified. Divinity held me while dying. Compassion reigned from a throne of wood. I am a soldier. But that day turned me into a witness. He died with mercy on his lips, and redemption bled from his hands. He made forgiveness a banner over a place designed for humiliation. He turned shame into sanctuary. He turned execution into exodus. And I believe Lord, I speak that word with lips that are still stained with commands I wish I had never given. I speak it with the voice of a soldier who has spent his life kneeling only to Rome, yet now finds himself bowed in the dust before you. I do not understand all that I have witnessed, but I know this. No man dies as you died, with mercy on his tongue, with forgiveness flowing stronger than his blood, with love fierce enough to shake the earth itself. I stood guard as they mocked you. I steadied the cross as they raised you. I watched the sky darken when you breathed your last. And now, God, God of this crucified King, I ask only this. Take this hardened heart that is finally cracked open and make something of it. Teach me a new kind of strength, not the might of empire, but the courage of compassion. Teach me a new kind of loyalty, not to the shifting orders of men, but to the truth I saw on that hill. Teach me a new way to bear authority, not through fear, but through mercy, like the mercy that looked at me, even as I held the hammer's shadow. If there is a place in your kingdom for those who have stood on the wrong side of the cross, then let me stand there, not as a soldier, not as an enemy, but as a man who finally believes. Son of God, remember me in your grace and lead me in your way. Amen.
Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me
Thank you. Can you hear me? All right. So you heard a little bit about the Seder meal, and that's going to be coming up. So everyone is invited. It's an extraordinary journey through Exodus all the way through to the New Testament. And it talks about our roots, ancient traditions, and then brings us into modernity. So if you're interested in history, this is a great thing to attend, and everyone is welcome. Have a great night.